Hello, I'm David. I'll be your host for this evening, or morning, or afternoon, or whenever the hell you're trying to watch this, or listen to it, because we got a video as well. This is the Untitled Nerd Cast that you'll find on the Infinity Cast. I am your host, David, with my co-host, Patrick, who you'll see.
Salutations. Oh, spoke too soon.
There he is. So basically, this is just the fun, I say fun, a podcast where just me and him are going to be talking about video games, be it recent ones, old ones, things we enjoy, things we hate, all sorts of shit related to it. Today, since it's the first episode, we thought we'd stick with something that we know quite well and that we both share in a wee fandom, and that is
Resident Evil.
Because Resident Evil's fun. If you pop onto Twitch at This Isn't My Code, we have a collection of 14 hours of us playing a complete variety of Resident Evil titles.
14 hours currently on hold.
Yeah, we're a third of the way through Code Veronica. Wesker just turned up. Fuck knows what's happening.
Yeah.
So, just to give us a bit of a starting point, recently, it's been very remake heavy. That's with 2 and 3. 3 being the last one to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And that they've now just announced that, well, not just announced, a week or two back, I know we're cutting edge here, that their next remake will be 4, but I think Patrick and me both agree that that's not exactly a good choice.
Well, I mean, it's not that it's a bad choice so much as...
Oh, no, I love 4.
Oh, yeah. 4's good. I mean, to me, 4 doesn't need a remake because 4 is kind of like the standard for the remakes, you know?
Yeah, that's where they got the whole over-the-shoulder, third-person, little bit more fluid action-y side of things. Like all they didn't really do is get an update where you can move while aiming and it'll be a completely different game. It doesn't really need a remake. Whereas the next game in the canon, which is really the proper Resident Evil 3, does. Which is, of course, Code Veronica. Code Veronica X. If you're out there playing it on the PS2, which I originally did. Because
so was I.
Yeah, because in the games which are important to canon, it's kind of the most important one. Generally.
Well, yes, for the simple fact that, I mean, this is just a fun. I was thinking to myself, you mentioned Wesker, and it's like, I mean, when you think of like the antagonists of Resident Evil, it's Wesker. But when you sit and really think about it, you kind of don't realize Wesker was the main antagonist until Code Veronica, when it turned out, oh shit, he was actually still alive.
Oh yeah, not only was he still alive, he got a bit of a redesign. His eyes glows now. He's the glow eye, which is always a sign of I've leveled up. I'm now possibly demonic. He got superpowers and super strength, speed, etc. And he became even more monologue-y. Is even more monologue-y. In the first game, he only got like the very end saying, "This is my tyrant. This is the apex predator," or whatever the fuck he's, ultimate killing machine, or
ultimate life form. That was the words he used.
That is it. You know, but he only had like a wee quick minute and a half monologue, whereas Code Veronica, every time you see him, it's a monologue. And this is before Resident Evil 5 with,
Complete global saturation.
Yes, we'll get to that point.
Eventually.
Yeah.
But
I suppose when you think about it, it's like he's been sort of like what? He was in the first game, and he was at the very start of the game. He's like,
don't open that door.
And then finally and then at Resident Evil 5, just
yeah. So I mean, when you finally get reintroduced back into the game, it's like I think you're gonna be like, yeah, let's actually give this guy some, actual lines, because before let's face it, we've had at least Resident Evil 3 to sort of flesh out Jill's voice dialogue, and then, of course...
Okay, well, first of all, we're talking remakes. We've got to go back to the first remake, which was Resident Evil 1. That's where they tidied up the dialogue. They actually got voice actors. They didn't just get the first people who turned up to the auditions who could speak English. Which is, that's literally what happened with Resident Evil, the original Resident Evil. It's like, hey, we turned up for the audition. Do you speak English? Great, you're hired.
Yeah, that's the point that occurred to me. Was the remake of Resident Evil 1 before or after Code Veronica? I mean,
Okay. I want to say it came out after because,
yeah.
and this is a very easy thing to say, it looks prettier. It just does.
Well, yes, it does, but it was on the GameCube exclusively. So I mean, until Steam and
wait. Wait, where did the Code Veronica came out? Was it Dreamcast first?
Also, I meant Resident Evil remake
Yeah,
was on.
no. But that's what I think. I think.
Yes, I
So
believe
yeah,
it did. Yeah.
so I think Veronica came out first.
Yeah. I think Veronica was like Code Veronica, and then when it came on PlayStation, it was Code Veronica X for some reason. And I'm pretty sure there was a third version of the title.
Well, Triple X? Y? Z?
Was Code Veronica? No, there was no release of Code Veronica where it was called 4, but I mean, in fact, that was originally
No. It was never called 4. So,
yeah.
back onto we'll eventually get back onto the original tangent, but the Code Veronica was originally Resident Evil 3. And Resident Evil 3 was originally going to be the spin-off just called Resident Evil Nemesis. But Sony got pissy because the original contract was, but we get the number exclusive games and you're pissing off to make your next gen game, which has all the plot and shit. And they got really, that caused a big kick up. But then Capcom just went, look, okay. PlayStation 1's still going to get the third game, but it's a spin-off. That means we're going to have more time to work on the actual third game, but then kind of became the spin-off. Even though, once again, it's got all the actual important story plots. Like, it's got the actual fall of Umbrella. Like, the stuff that's important. It's got the return of Wesker. It's got the return of one of the original protagonists in Chris Redfield. It's got your favorite character, Steve.
I mean, let's be.
We'll get onto my Steve eventually, but
Well, to be fair, I think we're gonna have to get to the point of discussing of how many Steves were there across all the games.
Well, that's okay.
For different reasons.
Okay, let's just make sure we have this for everyone involved. When we say this, we mean the person you hate, the person who turns up and you're like, I don't care if you're a protagonist or a villain, you suck. And every game kind of has that. Like,
for different reasons.
Resident Evil 1, it's Brad Vickers, only because of he pisses off and leaves you to die. Or any Bravo team who isn't Rebecca, because they all suck. Especially the ones who aren't dead yet. Because it's like,
and until Resident Evil 0 came out.
Then they get backstory. Prequels are good sometimes. Resident Evil 2 depends. Some people just really don't like Sherry. I don't mind her. I never minded her.
She never annoyed me. It was I'm trying to think.
The journalist.
I mean,
in the original one, the journalist.
Yeah. But that's it. I preferred him in the original rather than the remake.
What, you mean the remake where he gets 3 lines and then?
Yeah, or at least he gets more than one scene.
Yeah. 4, weirdly enough, my Steve is actually the best character.
Leon?
No, Leon's Leon is best girl. No, the creepy little Napoleon guy. What was his name?
What
was his name? He was horrible, and I hated him. But at the same time, I'm like, what's the little shit going to do next?
I'm going to Google it here just a second, because I'm not going to say Salazar because I know Salazar is the.
Is he not the Rasputin looking motherfucker with the eye and the spine?
I mean, you say the eye, but not there. Was that there instead? The mouth.
Hey, look, I'm trying to mime and stuff with a camera that I've never used before. Next time I'm an idiot. I actually do have a really good like 4K camera that I could have put there.
Oh wait, no, it was Salazar. Wait. No, was the main villain not called Sadler? Was that not his name?
Sadler. No, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking wait, we've gotten off topic. So it's
Osmond Sadler. Yeah.
So remix.
I've lost you. I can hear you there, David.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're back.
Good. All right. So back onto it. why Veronica should probably be the next remake.
Hmm.
Only the fact that it's got some of the most important plot, and also
Hmm.
a couple of cool monsters, like the ever creepy, nightmare-inducing Bandersnatch with the arm.
Hmm. I tell you what, I mean, when you and I started fighting those things in our stream, it's like,
the noises
yeah,
you made.
yeah, the noises made, and oh my god, those things were actually pretty deadly, and we were playing on normal mode.
Yeah. And that moment where Steve bursts through the window and saves you, just
Hmm.
you can
And then you
hear it in
finally
your
get,
voice. Once again,
yeah.
I will try to attach the link to the 14-hour collection, which is available on Twitch. But once again, so the thoughts of the remakes, especially going from 2 to 3, have been try to get what people remember and how they remember playing it and make that the game. So that's why certain things didn't get adapted in 2 and 3. Once again, I don't want to say too much about 3 because unfortunately, because of lockdown, Patrick hasn't played it. It's also the reason we're doing this on webcam rather than sitting beside each other.
Yeah, see, in my infinite wisdom, I decided that I was going to come home and instead of being by myself in my apartment, I was going to come home and spend it with my family just to make sure everything was grand and obviously just not be alone during the entire thing. And obviously, I came down before the lockdown went into effect. Of course, in my infinite wisdom, I didn't think to bring my PS4, so here I am.
Which sucks.
Yeah,
I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm with family, but I brought my Xbox, I brought my PlayStation, I brought every book that I haven't finished yet. I've actually made a dent. I'm quite impressed with myself. But once again, it's how people remember playing them. That's kind of how these remakes are going. So with Resident Evil Code Veronica, there's a lot of stuff which can be trimmed or cut, but still get the essence of the game. Whereas 4, there's a lot of 4. 4 is a giant game once you think about it, and GameCube, PS2, whenever you played it.
yeah.
So there's so much of it which can be messed up.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't touch it, don't do it yet.
I mean, here's the thing, right? We're talking about trim stuff out of the games. Like, I mean, you think of original Resident Evil 2, even Resident Evil 2 and 3, and even 1 actually, just when we're talking about it, they were straight up survival horror games. Now, 4, obviously, it's Resident Evil. I never consider it a very horrific game until you get to the end. Some of the monsters were really scary, but it was more action oriented.
Okay, I would definitely say Resident Evil 4 is a action horror game. It's a fun game. It's a fun action horror game. We tried to stream about 3 weeks ago, and David immediately forgot how to play the game because he's so used to be able to move while aiming. And we played for an hour and a half, and I didn't get past the opening village. What's his name? Dr. Thingy.
Salazar?
Chainsaw Bastard.
Yeah.
He just took my head off each time and just.
The number of times your head rolled. I mean, I was sitting thinking, I was like, this game couldn't have been that bad. And it's just for that simple fact, going from like the remakes where you can move and aim to you can do one or the other, but not both.
No, it's one thing. So back when I played Resident Evil 4, it was back when I was a kid who just I didn't have money myself. So therefore, any game I got, I played till there was nothing left to play. Even then, I still played it. Resident Evil 4 was one of those games. So I'm deeply, deeply pained how bad I am now. It's also the same reason I'm so pained how bad I am at the tank controls Code Veronica. When I remember blasting through it. Sorry, I apologize. I hit my mic. Yeah, but once again. So the remake story, if they do 4, I will play it. I'll probably enjoy it because I've enjoyed Resident Evil 2. I've enjoyed Resident Evil 3, even though some people haven't. Seriously, Resident Evil 3, I think I'm on my 4th or 5th playthrough right now. I've just
why do you do this to me? Because I can't wait to play it, and here you are taunting me with something I can't do.
I know.
I can get it on Steam, but it's just not the same. I want to have it on the PlayStation
because then we can play Resistance together.
There's also that. That was actually the more important reason I remember.
Yeah, which I won't lie, I've played a bit of it. I think it's one of the things I feel will be far more fun if I'm playing with friends rather than just people on the internet. Because all I can do is spawn Birkin and just fuck people up. Also, side note, Resistance. Did you see who the new mastermind is?
I did not realize they were bringing out more. Let me guess.
They
Let me guess.
are.
Is Sadler one of them?
No, they only released one so far, but there's like 3 more. So they released Jill Valentine as one of the new protagonist's heroes.
Right. I was about to say, as a
And it's
mastermind. Was it, yeah.
no. So as a mastermind,
Hmm.
is it Nikolai or Nikolai? Which is the evil dickhead Russian in 3?
Nikolai.
Nikolai, and his main summon is Nemesis.
I mean, you can't make a game where you can summon tyrants and not have some reason to have Nemesis in it.
I'm still calling, right, that when they eventually put Wesker into the game, it's going to be the original tyrant from Resident Evil 1.
Wait. Hold on a second.
Wesker's not in it yet.
Yeah,
His
no,
sister is.
Yes, I remember that. Are you telling me that Resident Evil Resistance came out with Resident Evil 3 and Nemesis is not one of the monsters in it at the minute?
Well, he is now.
But he wasn't originally?
No.
Really?
The most recognizable monster was Birkin.
But I mean, yeah, I know Bergen was in it, but I find that so bizarre that he wasn't in it. But then again, at the same time, I think that's maybe a good one because
No.
if anyone's playing Resident Evil 3, they're kind of probably sick to death of Nemesis. Well, I mean, not really sick to death, but you know.
Well, it's more Nemesis in 3. They probably wanted to keep the whole, oh my god, it's a big creepy monster you don't really get to see much of. Whereas, Resistance, he's going to be all over you, wrecking you.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we've talked about the remakes.
Sorry, you're making the point about the point I was trying to get to with Resident Evil 4 was talking about the action oriented. You were saying that the remakes are about cutting out things that are sort of like monotonous or that you don't really people don't really care getting rid of the core mechanics of it. See, for me, Resident Evil 4 was very fun, but a lot. You remember more of the sort of like more unique enemies you fought in it,
Like
rather than
that damn gecko in the lake.
was it Gecko?
Leviathan? Was he not a gecko or a lizard or something? I didn't think he was a fish. He had like legs.
Frog?
Some sort of amphibian.
Yeah. But anyway, my point is that you remember the bosses, and then you remember those Wolverine guys, the Iron Maiden, and
that annoying little French guy leaning through a knife into that.
Yeah, and then his henchmen. But the thing is, you remember fighting the Ganados, and then those guys in the robes and all that there. And I mean, it's like, let's face it, it was fun going through them, but otherwise, you could probably cut out all of that, and you're never really losing much of the game.
Yeah, but so there is something, and I'm saying this right now, and you will agree with me 100%. They have to keep the merchant.
Oh, Jesus.
Hello, stranger. What you buying? What you selling? I'll give you a good price for that. Very good, stranger.
God damn, I love your voice. Impression.
Not now.
The impression of him was brilliant. But maybe that's something they'll do. Actually incorporate him into the story. Nice.
Okay, so this is just a random bit of trivia. In one of the very early versions of 5, the merchant was going to be in it.
I feel like,
I don't care. It would have been amazing.
It's just, the idea of him appearing in 5 makes me think he would have been just like, what's your man called from Metal Gear Solid 4?
Drebin.
I feel like he would have just been rolling around in some sort of tank in this post.
No. I want to imagine exactly how it was in 4, where it's like they're in the middle of the African desert, zombies everywhere. Chris and what's her name? Sheva. Turn a corner and like, hello, stranger. What you? And then he passes out from heat exhaustion because he's wearing a fucking trench coat in Africa.
I mean, the other thing they could have done, they could possibly do with a remake of 4 is actually go all like Resident Evil 7 or like the originals kind of idea of what Resident Evil 4 would have been. I mean, not Devil May Cry, but the actual real, make it actually terrifying.
So, we'll get on to that in a minute, but that's close to what 8 might be. So, actually, no, let's go on to this. So we have the remakes, but also in recent, once again, weeks or months or so, coming with the Resident Evil 4 announcement, the leak of the synopsis / gameplay of Resident Evil 8. Resident Evil 8, which might be called Resident Evil Village with the Roman numerals being VIL. Yeah. And all we got so far is there'll be 3 returning characters from 7. Ethan, sorry, my hands over here. Ethan, Mia, and Chris Redfield, and it'll be set in Europe, and it'll be more of a psychological mindfuckery thing, as apparently there will be a boss that you kill, but somehow will infect Ethan, and will still carry on for the rest of the game, which sounds weird. It'll also still be first person, and it may include some supernatural elements, a la that Resident Evil 4, the promo one, which honestly I still feel exists in Evil Within. A lot of that just moved over to Evil Within. But yeah, that's the next one. It's gonna be first person, like the actual sequel. It's gonna be first person. We're gonna get more of everyone. No Jack though.
Welcome to the family, son.
I'm just gonna throw in a clip of Welcome to the
punching
Family.
punching through the swamp, wasn't it? That was him.
No. That was the other. That was Jack's brother.
Welcome to the family, son.
Welcome to the family, son.
I'm just gonna throw up a clip every time we say that. But yeah, it's supposed to be more scary and actual horror based. I love Resident Evil 7.
I know. I mean, there's only one thing I don't like about Resident Evil 7.
The fact that they left Lucas's story for DLC. Even if it was free, it was still DLC.
No, not that. The fact that it gives you a choice that is kind of you know the part where it's like, oh, you can choose to save Zoe or choose to save Mia. I chose to save Zoe because, I mean, as far as I was concerned, Mia
was the reason why you were there.
No. Mia was the reason you were there.
Oh, right. You chose Zoe.
Yeah, because to me, Mia was giving me some real suspicious vibes even before getting to the boat. I was like, something's not right about this. And then it's like, well, Zoe's been actively helping me and all that there. And it's like, yeah,
and then she died horribly in front of your eyes.
Yeah, and then, I mean, at the time I was like, okay, well, I mean, right. And then, of course, Mia was on the boat and I'm like, right. It was only then afterwards I realized, finishing the game's like, oh, so you can actually save Mia. And then it's like, but why the choice? I mean, it's just, maybe I'm a little bit sore for it because it's like, it just seems like a pointless choice. Like, you get a choice which has one ending or the bad ending. And it's like, but I mean, they're
almost identical endings.
Yeah, see, my problem is that it don't really give you any indication that one choice or the other is bad, because it's like, as far as things are concerned, both of them are infected with this the mold. Like, so it's like, I mean, it's just
okay. That's annoying me now. So DLC, what was Jack's brother called again?
Oh, I never played that DLC.
Oh, it's the one where you're playing as the crazy redneck uncle who just, it's like, here's a mold. You never want to touch these things. He just wrestles them. Punches them, knocks their heads off, beats the shit out of them. Oh god, that was a fun DLC. It was stupid as hell though. It's basically like Zoe's story, even though Zoe has one line in the entire DLC.
Seriously?
Yeah. She spends most of it unconscious and like a weird white mold thing going on. You play as him, beating the shit out of everything.
I mean, you say white mold and I realize, wait, all the mold was black?
Exactly. I don't know exactly. For some reason, she's white.
I wonder if there's a blue mold DLC.
Sorry, I just don't like. I don't like blue mold. So, with the next one, is there anything you'd want to see returning from the other games, which wasn't in 7?
I mean, I'm trying to think. Well, I mean, obviously, the thing that I loved about 7 was that, I mean, it was straight right back into horror. Because I mean, 4, 5, and 6. I mean, 4 are good. 5, I enjoy playing 5 with my brother. I didn't bother with 6, and then of course, original record. So it's just like they were all action oriented, but there's no horror aspect.
Side note, we will be playing 6 eventually on stream, and Patrick will enjoy a third of it.
Is that because I can only play a third of it co-op with you? Or...
Oh no. So basically, okay, let's get into it. 7 has 7 is good for one reason. Each story campaign is separate, and it feels like its own thing. You mean
6?
6, thank you. 6 is what I meant. So you've got your 3/4th bonus storyline, and they all feel separate. They all feel like their own thing. They are all very, very different. It's just that they're all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
Like, Leon's is probably the best. even though it's still very
Hmm.
stupid. Like,
Yeah.
it's really like some of it's just genuinely stupid. And then, okay, we're going to get on to my version of Steve. Patrick hates Steve. Hates him with a passion because he's a whiny little bitch with his wee emo collar and shit. I hate Pierce.
That's not why I hate Steve.
Yes, it is. I hate Pierce. AKA Chris Redfield Jr., AKA the clone of Chris Redfield, AKA I'm the reason why Chris Redfield is still a hero because I get him. By the way, for some reason Chris Redfield has fucking amnesia in this game
Because of course.
because he had his head or something. Oh yeah, by the way, you meet Chris Redfield. He has amnesia, but then it's explained in about an hour of gameplay. And just Pierce is just so boring. I hate him so much. He's so he is as bland as he's blander. He's blander than PS1 Resident Evil Chris Redfield's dialogue. He's blander. Nothing special about him. At least with everyone else, right?
I mean, you say that, I'm just trying to think. I actually can't even remember any of Chris's dialogue from Resident Evil 1 original.
There you go.
Because,
exactly. Exactly.
Because it's hard to remember anything he says because it's like, hey, you were almost a chill sandwich. I mean, how do you remember anything after that line?
Like everyone else gets a more interesting sidekick. Leon gets this US agent kind of chick, but she actually gets story. It's a stupid story about her sister, but she gets story. The other campaign, you technically get to play as two legacy characters. Sherry Birkin, all grown up, who has like a weird healing factor or something, and Jake, who is stupid and a fan fiction character, but still better than Pierce. Seriously, Jake is literally, hey, what if Wesker was edgy and cool and not a complete dick? But he was a dick, but in a really cool way. Yeah, that's Jake.
I feel like you just described Shadow the Hedgehog, except you know.
Oh my god, he's basically the Resident Evil equivalent of Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
But he's still better than Pierce. Pierce, do you know Pierce gets character development in the entire game? Last 5 minutes. And it's like, oh, you still suck. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's like when you get something like it's like, I've gotten to know you regardless of your character development. Why do you think I am invested enough at this point to care?
Exactly. And then there's the Ada one, and I think Ada is supposed to be single player, but I think if you play multiplayer, her sidekick is basically Hunk. He doesn't need to speak. He doesn't really need to do anything, but he's Hunk.
Okay, well,
he's fourth survivor, baby.
Yes, getting back to your question now about what I would love to see in Resident Evil Village, Hunk. I would love to see Hunk get actual story. And I mean, good story.
I would love, right? No, I like give even if it's a prequel or something, but just give me a game where that guy is the main character, even if he is completely mute the entire time. I wouldn't care. Like apparently him and Nikolai, dickhead Russian from Resident Evil 3
Nikolai.
are like rivals. It's like, show me why. Give me a game where those two are just trying to kill each other with zombies or something. Because Hunk got around. He's the reason. He's not the reason Resident Evil 2 happens, but he was there when it kicked off. He was there for Veronica, kinda. He was there on the island, and
then of course he appears at the start of Operation Raccoon City, which, let's face it,
it's not canon.
Hey, it's not canon, but nevertheless, I want to talk about his scene because also there's the whole introduction scene where you're playing. It's like,
I still haven't played it, by the way, but I haven't played it.
I haven't played it. I just watched the playthrough.
Like, don't be wrong. If I can get it for like £2 on Xbox or PlayStation or something, we'll play it. But
yeah, and that's it is multiplayer, isn't it?
It's the whole point of it. Resident Evil multiplayer went down from there.
Yeah, sorry. Let me rephrase. Is it? Do you have to be on the same console, or can you play it online?
We will find that out when we play it. But all I remember that game is that you can kill Leon or something, and then it's just.
Yeah, no, the ending of the game is weird. Here's the thing. The one thing I think Raccoon City did was that the cameos were good. So instead of, you had the Nemesis bit, you had Mr. X. But the thing I loved at the very start was that you go through the whole section, Hunk's helping you, and it's kind of like your tutorial before you get into the main bulk of the game. And as you're escaping from like the nest, basically you're getting chased by Birkin, and Hunk basically seals the doors, and they're like saying, hey, what are you doing, Hunk? It's like, I have to still go complete my mission. And he basically goes off to fight Birkin by himself. And it's like, yeah, that's Hunk. That's basically Hunk.
Yeah. Though, if you're talking for good cameos, once again, I forgot his name, evil Russian dickhead, Nikolai.
Say it 3 times.
Nikolai, no, because he's going to appear behind me and backstab me. If I remember correctly, he has a small but prominent cameo in Resident Evil Outbreak File 2. Yes?
Outbreak File... No, File 1. Actually, he's in File 1.
Yeah, but I remember him being there, and basically his whole thing is
Yeah.
to turn up, look suspicious in a couple of cutscenes, and then shoot a guy in the head from like a grating.
Yes, and then also sacrifice his team to a tyrant to get data, and then get actual DNA from it as well.
Patrick, sacrifice. Your sacrifice. Oh no! I'm just gonna make sure. No, you guys are gonna be fine. I'm just going to sacrifice. It's like, hey, why am I called Bait 1? It's just a code name. Why am I called Bait 2? It's just a code name. Why am I called Spare Body? You're fine.
Why am I wearing a red shirt?
Hey, you don't hear Human Shield talking shit, do you? It's like, that's because you shot him and you're wearing him as a backpack.
Quiet, cannon fodder.
So basically, if we play Raccoon City, that's what the names are going to be.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh Christ! Don't get me wrong. I want to play. I want to play Outbreak with you. I know there's a mod for PC now, and I want to play it with you. It'd be fun.
Yeah, we totally did. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I mean, you played Resident Evil 3. What is this? It's like Nikolai was almost what you would almost expect Wesker to be until Wesker was brought back into the game, because Nikolai was mysterious, but also he was an ass. But he kind of started thinking, okay, he's just trying to get the mission done. He's got a mission to do. And he's working for Umbrella, so he's shifty as fuck. And then it's like the amount of times that he died, then wasn't actually dead, even in Resident Evil 3. And then afterwards, it's like, okay, I mean, Operation Raccoon City, he was basically a boss that appeared several times in it.
And was a prick.
Yeah. And then, of course, like you say, in Outbreak File, he was in that. And then now he's got his whole thing in the Resistance. It's like, I mean, to me, he strikes me as that character that he's interesting enough for one game and then to make cameos, but he's not a Wesker, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he should never come back. Don't get me wrong. In the remake of 3, they kind of streamlined him, so he's a bastard from the get-go. It's like, Jill Valentine. And pretty much walked up there and, you bitch. He's like, from the get-go, it's like, not even I'm going to betray you. It's like, I'm a dick. I'm a colossal dick. That's how he starts the game. That's how he ends the game.
I mean, to be fair, in the original, he was a bit of a dick anyway, because, I mean, there was like, I remember the second time you meet him, depending on how you played it, I mean, Resident Evil 3 had very particular things you had to do to change certain cutscenes, but one of the ones where you walk into the chemist or something like that, and he's shot a guy, and you walk in, it's like, what happened? He was already picked. He was going to turn anyway. It's like, I mean, you're not wrong, but you're still a dick.
Once again, anyone who's played Resident Evil 3, you know that scene's worse. Okay, just not counting 4, not counting Veronica. If you had to pick one Resident Evil game throughout its entire run, it could be Resident Evil Mercenaries on the DS if you want, what game would you want remade and why? Once again, not counting 4 and not counting Code Veronica.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep doing this thing.
I would pick. I think Outbreak would be a good one to remake. I mean, I feel like if you were to remake Outbreak, it'd be something like Raccoon City. You know what I mean? In terms of going from like the tank controls to the over the shoulder, but obviously obviously the different missions in the different areas of Raccoon City. Because I mean, let's face it, that's what Operation Raccoon City was. So I'd love to see.
Except you weren't playing as like a plumber or a barmaid. You were playing as, I'm a special operative from Umbrella. See, the one I want, and it's kind of stupid because it's already been done, is Resident Evil 1. But brought up,
Oh, right. So, like, we're going from, like, Resident Evil 1 to the, basically, Resident Evil 2 controls.
Yeah, and I've already seen the mod. There's a mod currently being made right now where someone has basically made Resident Evil 1 in Resident Evil 4. So everything still looks like there's Leon and there is, a very angry Spaniard running towards you with an axe. But it's in the mansion. And someone's currently making that mod. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me, but it looks really cool.
If they did remake one again, I'm not bothered by this in the least, but it'd be nice to see if they could actually maybe make a streamlined story in the sense that you play as Jill, but Rebecca's actually in it, and they acknowledge that Rebecca is in it, rather than you play as Jill and who's Rebecca, and then the same with you play as Chris and Barry's actually in it.
Yeah, I love the fact that we managed to. Well, I said we, you're the one playing, but we managed to get the best ending.
Yeah, and I didn't even. The thing is, I have been convinced for years that the best ending was only for Chris, just because I remember getting my old PS1 out and playing Jill 3, and I acknowledged that at the time I was aware Jill's the easy mode, but then for that reason I thought you couldn't get the best ending on her until we played through it, and it was like the whole key card thing to unlock Chris and this, that, and the other, where you fought the tyrant. So when I played it on the PS1 as Jill, I didn't fight the tyrant, and I thought that's how it went as Jill. And then when you play it as Chris, you would fight the tyrant. So then, of course, doing the research was like, oh, wait, I could have fought the tyrant? Oh, I remember picking those things up, but they never asked me to use them necessarily, so there you go.
Exactly. Though, I would want everything from the first remake to come back. Give me Crimson Heads. Give me Lisa Trevor as like a Mr. X thing. Just shambling around, mothering at me.
Yeah, because you only really run into her
once when she knocks you out in her creepy cabin.
Yes.
2 when you try to leave the creepy cabin.
No. She's not there when you're trying to leave the cabin. She's there.
Wait, okay, yeah, I was right. That's because we tried to do that and she wasn't there, and you were there for like 2 minutes prepping yourself. It's like, okay, Lisa Trevor's here. She's here. I'm gonna be okay, and then she wasn't. Yeah. Is it when you come back through the cabin?
No, it's not when you come back. No. Is she not in the? She's actually in the mansion itself. Whenever you go back, and not when you go to the downstairs, but I think when you actually go into one of the corridors, she's there, isn't she?
Do you know what? It wasn't that long we played, and I can't remember.
And I know. It's like, I thought she was going to be here, coming back through the cabin. Then I ran through, and then it's like, oh shit, what's she doing here?
Now, see, that one I remember because I literally heard you scream the words, oh shit, what's she doing here? It's like, Patrick, it's our cabin, but you might want to run. Also, actually, do you know what? That's one thing I wish had carried on to the Resident Evil 2 and 3. That's Crimson Heads. They were just such a cool idea of, hey, did you down a zombie? Did you definitely down it? Come back in half an hour and it's going to rip your bollocks off.
If you see, I can understand why though, because the whole thing with Crimson Heads, the first one, is that it's you blow their heads off or you set them on fire, and blowing their heads off was hard because you couldn't actually aim. You had to get the angle right and aim up. Whereas in Resident Evil 2, it's like if they were in it, it's like I'm shooting at the head. It's literally a luck based thing, whether their head gets blown off rather than a skill based thing, you know.
But still, it would have been really cool to see them come back, because they would. Imagine whatever they do with the redesign, how fucking terrifying they'd be.
I think they would have been too much for Resident Evil 2, considering how relentless Mr. X is in it. So it's like you're trying to run away from him, and then these things running at you.
But imagine if that's what they added for like the next scenario B, or once you up the difficulty. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I would love there to be an actual scenario B of Resident Evil 2 and not.
I know where it's just here's 2 different mini missions where either you play as Sherry or Ada, and they're okay. They're not great. I hated the Sherry one because implications.
Yeah, and not to mention, it's like, Sherry, that's literally cardboard. Why do you need to go through this intricate puzzle to get a knife to cut cardboard?
Climb through the damn wall, woman.
Yeah. Plus, I hated that puzzle in her. Just for the simple fact that you had to have even when I had to turn the brightness up.
No. It's even when you get it right, it's wrong.
Yeah.
It's like, I followed your damn rules. I did the thing. Oh no, I didn't do it exactly like you, fucking bastards.
Yeah.
Oh, calm, breathe. We're okay. Though that was it. So right before we started talking, you asked me about something you seen for Resident Evil 3. Now, it's not a spoiler, but I think I'll talk about it because it's technically a new enemy, and it's a callback to a different enemy. So In Resident Evil 3, the new one, Nemesis can literally grab hold of a zombie's head and implant a parasite. This basically makes the head all bubbly and shit. And it gets like a thing around its head.
Yeah.
And it gets a tentacle just floating around and
That sounds like a
attack you
Ganado.
long range. It's exactly what it is.
Hmm.
Like, exactly. That's like, it's almost the same kind of thing, except they can guard their face and they're a bit of a build sponge occasionally, but that's exactly what they are. Creepy though.
I mean, yeah, no, that sounds like a good addition. Like, considering, like, I mean, Resident Evil 2 was just straight up being, this is just going to be Resident Evil 2. The enemies are going to be as you remember them, just pretty. I'm not going to say standard in a bad way, but it was kind of like that really vanilla experience, you know?
Yeah.
And then Resident Evil 3 is like, well, I mean, Resident Evil 3, the original one, was just Resident Evil 2 again, but
okay, once again, it was literally Resident Evil 2 game. It was this. It was like didn't even have cutscene. Didn't really have a cutscene, or like at the beginning, it was like Jill standing, 2-dimensional, just coming into frame. Sorry, I apologize, microphone. I bumped into you again. Nemesis coming into frame, explosion, drama, etc. And the only, the opening was just like the 2D things. It wasn't exactly. The only cutscenes I had were like in game.
Are you talking about the original?
Yeah.
Oh, the original had loads of cutscenes.
It did. It didn't have the opening though. Basically, the 2D thing. Then Jill Valentine backflips out of a window while it explodes.
Well, no, I mean, no. There was okay. You had when you loaded up the game, there was that obviously the sort of like montage of this is going to be Resident Evil 3. Then it started off with the obviously just the stills of her talking about her escaping from it, and then went into the whole actual battle of Raccoon City where you had the police first fighting the zombies, and of course the mercenaries dropping in.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was it went into the whole thing. Then
I will say this for the remake, had a much better opening, though I do miss the actual siege of Raccoon City, the zombies reanimating and the police just failing.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even, I forgot about that cutscene, and oh my god, I do want to see that in Resident Evil 3 now.
I know, I'd love to say it's there, but sorry, it's a different opening entirely. But I will only say that her jumping out of a window while it explodes suddenly makes more sense.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen I've seen clips of it. Say no more, because like I said, I want this to be as a genuine experience for me as I can.
Okay, you have seen the new Nemesis though, yeah?
I've seen him with the flamethrower, and I know you fight him on a construction site. But in terms of his mutations or his final fight, I have not seen any of it yet. So
okay, let's keep it vanilla Nemesis right now. I kind of miss the trench coat.
Rather than bin bags.
Yeah, like.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I mean,
not after you play it, you'll understand like why this Nemesis is awesome, but also why it annoyed some people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sad.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I mean, because going from Resident Evil 2, obviously, you think the most terrifying thing you had to deal with in Resident Evil 2, Mr. X, and then
in the original, it's like he's like, I would chase you for like a corridor.
Yes, but it was more of the case that when you had tank controls and they were narrow corridors and trying to run by this guy, and you just never knew when he was going to show up. Versus
Nemesis will follow you through a wall and it'll chase you down until you do like a weird choice. I remember this. I remember there being like a weird. Do you jump through the window, or you go around, or do you stand and fight? Yeah. I'm remembering that right, aren't I?
That was basically always your options. I mean, it's like. I mean, yeah, it was always like, standard fight or run. And for the most part, you could always run from Nemesis until it came to like fixed boss fights. You actually had to fight him. But otherwise, it was a case of like, if you stood and fought him, then you didn't have to worry about him chasing you through rooms which had other enemies. Plus, also downing him consistently got you all like the custom pistol, the custom shotgun, the first aid kits and all that there. But then... obviously, he was an ammo sink, and let's face it, he, unlike most of the other boss enemies in that game, he ran at you, and you needed to hit him more than at least 3 times to down him.
Oh god, yeah. Anyway,
welcome to the family, son.
But let's talk about this. What is your favorite Resident Evil game that's not a Resident Evil game.
When you say it's not a Resident Evil game, is in like saying like I like Silent Hill, or I mean
Yeah, I mean it's a completely different franchise, completely different game, nothing to do with Resident Evil, but it's very
so.
Resident Evil.
Ugh, I was trying to even think of ones. The first one coming to mind is that weird light and dark one, obscure. But I wouldn't say that's my favorite. No, there's got to be other ones. Survive. Oh, wait. No, obviously no. Dead Space 2.
Dead Space 2 is a really fun game.
And I mean, it's like, it's horror, survival, obviously item management and all that there. And the story is pretty damn good.
It is good, and it's one of the few saving graces for Dead Space 3. But Dead Space 3.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing, like, because Dead Space 1 was a very good game. The only thing I didn't like in Dead Space 2 was when you had to enter the zero gravity areas, and I was just
really
just annoying.
I didn't mind them. I thought they were way better than the zero gravity in 1 where you're stuck on a wall and
no, sorry, that's what I meant. In 1, that was the thing I hated.
Okay.
Then going from Dead Space 1 to 2, Dead Space 2 was just, to me, it was perfect. There was nothing I can't think of any way it could have been made better.
Yeah, even the DLC was good. Severed or Severance or whatever it's called.
There's DLC for it?
Yeah. Story. Okay, so the DLC for we're now into a different franchise, Dead Space 2. So the DLC didn't include Isaac Clarke. Basically, it's about the actual everything going to shit. And the main characters were the survivors.
Wait, sorry.
They were the survivors of the Wii game.
Wait, hang on. Sorry, is this the rail shooter you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about the DLC for Dead Space 2, the actual story DLC. But yeah, the main characters in that were the survivors of the rail shooter.
Yeah, because that rail shooter was on PlayStation as well, which was actually pretty good for a rail shooter.
I know. I played a bit of it. It was fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so my favorite Resident Evil game that isn't Resident Evil only becomes it when you start playing it like Resident Evil 4. And that, sorry, microphone's up here. And that is the first Evil Within. Like, I first started playing it, I was trying to do all the stealth and trying to get into it properly, item management. But then I started playing it the way you play Resident Evil 4, and I had way more fun. Have you played it?
I've never played it, and I haven't even seen anything. Is Evil... Evil Within, it kind of gives me the same vibe as Resident Evil 7, because I was about to say, is it like the Darkness? It's like, no, Darkness is a completely different game.
That is a completely different game. No, so it's... Remember you were talking about the prototype for Resident Evil 4, where it's all spooky and psychological and guys with hooks and shit who are just teleporting.
One of the prototypes for Resident Evil 4.
Well, yes, I know. Devil May Cry. And at this point in time, I if you told me that Dino Crisis 3 was a prototype for Resident Evil 4, I'd believe you. Christ, Dino Crisis 3.
Dino Crisis 3 was the one in space, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Let's now purge it from our memories. Purge it. Doesn't exist anymore. So anyway,
never played it. Only got a demo for it as part of an Xbox thing, but otherwise, yes.
Shite. So Evil Within, it's also Lovecraftian as hell. You play as a private detective with a dodgy past.
You're a sucker for Lovecraft, aren't you?
Oh, I am. We'll get to that in another episode. And you have to go to this insane asylum, and the bad guy is Jackie Earl Haley. He's creepy. No, the whole point is he's a really creepy villain. The ending's a bit shit, and the game's like all over the place, but it's supposed to be. And then the second one's just better. It's like, okay, look, we worked out what's good in the first game. We're trying something new in the second one. And it's a better game overall. But yeah, I'd go with that one because it's a fun game.
You just remind me. I realized there was actually one thing with Dead Space 2 I would have done better. It could have been done better. The final boss, actually, because
Dead Space 1 just shoot a dream sequence.
Yeah, pretty much. I thought that was a bit disappointing, but
that's it. If it makes you feel better, Evil Within 1's boss is literally a Resident Evil boss. You kill it with a rocket launcher.
That actually raises the question: how many of the final bosses in Resident Evil games have you had to kill with a rocket launcher?
Okay, let's do this. Tyrant, Mr. X. I don't want to say Birkin because he turns into that weird train car at the end. Nemesis,
Yeah,
you
I mean,
kill with.
that
Okay, wait. Let's do this properly. Nemesis,
yeah,
you kill with a real gun.
yeah.
So it's three so far. Veronica, you kill.
Sadler,
It's like Veronica, you kill with. He's not final. Oh yeah, no, yeah, final boss. So that's him.
yeah,
Ada gives Leon a rocket launcher again.
again.
Veronica, it's like a weird, what's it called, linear launcher or something.
Yeah, it's just basically like a smaller railgun sort of thing, I
Yeah,
think.
so
But
that
yeah,
doesn't count.
so
Oh god, let me think. Then there's the spin-offs. Shit.
Resident Evil 5, let's not forget
5.
double rocket launch.
I can just 2 then. I'm pretty
So wait,
sure.
was
What's
that 5 so far?
5, but I'm counting as double since you both get one. I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure 6. You kill a bad guy with a rocket launcher. Yeah, one of them is a
Is
rocket
that,
launcher. Yeah, I remember that one.
is it the final boss?
Yes, he's like
Okay.
fly. He's like a fly ant thing. He's horrible, and he's actually the main villain of the game. Well,
So
one of them.
So that's 6 and then 7.
Welcome to the family, son.
You kill with a
Handgun.
souped up handgun, yeah. So we don't count that.
Yeah. I didn't play. What's it called the DS one?
Oh, Revelations.
I didn't play that one, but I don't know if there's a bazooka in that one.
I have no idea. I tried playing Revelations 1 on Steam, and I just played, and it's like
Revelations. Okay, Revelations 2 though. If you get the good ending, yes, another rocket launcher.
Okay, so that's 7 then.
Evil Within, I will count as an honorary mention since it's basically a Resident Evil game anyway. It's the same guy who made Resident Evil 4 going on to something else.
7 honorary 8.
I'm trying to think. Are there any more? Because there's so many spin-offs and
I mean, there's
Dead Aim and shit.
Yeah, Dead Aim. I don't know. There's that weird Game Boy Advance one where you play as like Leon and Barry, but I don't know what happens at the end of that one.
Leon gets infected.
Oh, yeah, I know he gets infected,
Yeah,
but
it's
I mean,
completely non-canon. No one gives a shit.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I don't know what happens in terms of
any rocket launchers in the Umbrella Chronicles?
I don't know. Never played it.
Okay, so let's say a good solid 7. Yeah? That's a lot of fucking rocket launchers.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it. Let's face it. You think after that many bioweapons getting blown up by just sheer destructive power, they would sit and think, maybe we should make one that... I was about to say, what was Zero? No, Zero was sunlight.
No, I'm just imagining Wesker going, okay, I got it, lads. Now hear me out. What if we just sold rocket launchers? You know? Hey?
Yeah.
Hey? Yeah. We can stick like a liquor on the end of it and just...
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a expert businessman, but you have to sit and wonder, how much does Umbrella need to charge for each of its bioweapons in order to cover for all of the self-destruct?
Oh, no. I think there's something literally in one of the games where they cost it, and I don't know what it is. It's like at least a couple $100 million per lab or something.
Yeah.
Okay, bonus round. We've got to wrap this up soon. So this is the bonus round. What is your favorite bit of extra Resident Evil? I'm talking about animated movie, live action movie, comic book, whatever.
Ooh.
Because when it comes to the live action movies, I think we both agree Resident Evil 1, decent movie. The rest are shite.
I mean, the rest are. I mean, listen. I feel like the rest are as much fun to enjoy as
they could be a guilty pleasure. Yeah, but they're shit Resident Evil.
Yeah, I look at it as like, if you enjoy Resident Evil, the other movies, you enjoy Fast and the Furious, put it that way. Fast and the Furious is just like, I'm not saying it's a bad movie, but it's just fun to watch,
That is true.
In terms of, I suppose it would have to be, hard to say. I'm just trying to think what other extra ones. Obviously, there's like the Mila Djokovic. Is that how you pronounce her name?
Yeah, that's the live action ones.
Yeah, and then there's obviously the CGI ones. So I've seen the two of the first two of Leon, and then I haven't seen that last one. Is it Damnation?
Wait, I don't know. I thought Damnation was the second one with Leon, where where like in the last act, you suddenly start feeling sorry for a bunch of lickers because they get the shit kicked out of them by tyrants.
Or wait, or was it you that said you in a text that you actually start rooting for the lickers? And like,
Oh God, yeah. So,
What? Yeah,
okay, yeah. Let's for a very quick tangent. Final boss of the second like animated movie
yeah.
is
Mr. X
like
times
three of
two.
them. It's like
Oh
three of
yeah,
them.
three of them. Yeah.
Leon fights when a tank gets his ass kicked, but
Yep.
the main other like original antagonist turned protagonist antihero can control BOWs, and
Yeah.
he just has like a wee like menagerie of lickers, but they get their arse handed them. But you're like, yeah, it's like at the end of Jurassic World, we start rooting for the raptor, you know? It's like
Well,
that.
to be
But
yeah.
unfortunately, it's more of them die. Okay, so my thing, my one. So when I was a kid, I read the Resident Evil novels by S.D. Perry. They're great. Well, all the ones based on a game are. The rest are kind of weird filler where she's not allowed to kill anyone, but she has fun. She unfortunately they ended after Code Veronica.
The writers not right because
Yeah.
who the hell are you talking right? Yeah.
But while we were doing the stream, I discovered something exists. And my now extra bit of thing is the Resident Evil stage production play.
God,
there are
yes.
three of them. There are three of them. One is on YouTube.
Yes,
it is amazing.
I
don't care. Yeah, what? It's terrible. It's like I'm going to make legitimate theater. Let me adapt Resident Evil. Not even adapt. Additional story content.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I watched. I started watching. It's like, so this is actually a thing. I thought, right, you know what? My only interest at this point, I'm going to skip through this as much to the point where I see Mr. X, and damn, that was one big.
You weren't disappointed, were you?
That was one tall son of a bitch.
Yeah, honestly, like my thing was okay. I'll skip until it gets interesting. But I watched from beginning to end, and I think me and you need to do like a movie night where we just watch it and see if we can find the other two, because there's that one which actually has characters from the games. There's another one set in a mansion, but not that mansion, and then the third one's all over the place. It involves whales and stuff.
Here's a bonus round. How many mansions are there in the Resident Evil series?
Okay, shit. Let's do this really quickly.
So we got Spencer Mansion.
You've got the clone one in the island of Code Veronica, then the one in the Arctic. There's two in that game.
Then there's this one in Zero.
Oh yeah, Zero, the training facility.
Yeah.
Can we count the police station? Because at this point in time, it's basically a mansion. It's like a museum that used to be something.
No, I wouldn't say. No, I wouldn't count the museum because there's always some place that was like.
Five has a mansion.
Does?
Yep, so 5, which brings up to 5.
What about 7? Would you say that was a mansion? Yeah, it wasn't really that.
No, wait. I will count it as an honorable mention because it is a residence. It's the first time ever in Resident Evil where they're actually in a residence where people live. You know? Every other game, not counting Code Veronica. Code Veronica, basically, that's an island.
Yeah.
And you just hang around in, your creepy guy's mansion for a while. Oh, so very, very final comment. If they ever did remake Code Veronica, do you think they'd update the twist? You know exactly what I mean. It turns out I'm not exactly twins. I'm actually just one guy dressing as my sister. It's
here's the twist. It turns out she actually was Alexia, but it's Alexander that's actually in the tube. It's actually Alexander's the final boss.
Oh no! Basically, they get there. They open the tube. Alexander just falls out dead, and she went, "Oh wait, I'll still do my thing anyway." Alexander as a character sucks, especially his voice.
Redfield, how dare you interfere with my operation?
What are you talking about?
Posh, not really English.
I mean, listen, he wasn't supposed to be anything major. He to me, he fulfilled his purpose as a character.
It's like, hey, Wesker's in this game. You're not the main antagonist.
Yeah. He's kind of like the dark elf in the Thor film. Yeah.
Okay. Side note. This is gonna be very, very, very quick before we finish. I love Malekith, the dark elf, but he was a terrible, terrible adaptation of the character. Anyway, so we're now rounding up. We're going to go from tangent to tangent to bonus to bonus. We could be here for hours, and it's already 10 to midnight while we're recording. So, rounding up here. So this is the pilot episode. Hopefully, we might make more. This was quite fun. I like chatting with Patrick. It'll be mostly about video games, but I'll happily maybe extend that to comics and TV because we've a lot to cover. But so far, the title of this podcast is still going to be Untitled Nerd Cast until we think of something better that hasn't already been taken. And I swear to God, Patrick, if you say Game Grumps one more time, I'm going to punch you through the head.
I was going to say, was Game Trumps taken?
That's worse because we don't want to get political making fun of President Game. That joke fell flat and I apologize. Anyway, so leaving it there, Patrick, thank you for joining me in this ongoing rambling.
My pleasure.
And hopefully we'll get to do episode 2. Cheery bye, everyone.
More like episode 1, really, if you're on the pilot.
God damn, Patrick, why'd you have to anger me? 3 seconds before I stop. 3 seconds before I stop.
Come at me, bro. I'm right here. What are you going to do?
Unlike you, I know where you live. Also, because we did mention it a few times, if you do ever want to join us for a stream on Twitch, that would be at This Isn't My Coat, or twitch.com/ so twitch.tv/ This Isn't My Coat. And I may put a link for the collection of Resident Evil we've done so far. But yeah, we do a stream every Thursday after 7:30 GMT. And yeah, usually fun. Not counting last time because we did Deadly Premonition, which God,
I mean, it was fun in a sense.
Yeah,
the game itself wasn't fun, but the taking the piss out of it was entertaining for a while until it got boring.
It was like playing Plan B from outer space. Anyway, once again, we're actually going to end it now because we keep saying we are. I've been David. Goodbye,
I've been Patrick.
And cheerio. Have a fun evening,
Sayonara.
day, morning, or whenever you watch this. Bye.
Stay safe.
Welcome to the family, son.